radio signal. Let's check the preferences. Okay, I thought it was made in RenPy. It looked very RenPy in the menus, but they had done just enough to it to distinguish it away. Okay, so this was created in 30 days for the Spooktober 2nd Annual Visual Novel Jam. So this is actually a jam game, unlike the last one. Written and directed, as well as programmed and scripted by Daniel Cutarufo. With monster design by Carolina. Hi, Kami. How you doing? How did your dentist appointment go? Would have been here sooner, but I got hit by a golf club when the stream started? Were you hanging out at a driving range?
Hello?
Hello. Oh, okay.
Hello? Hello?
I was not expecting voice acting in this, but it makes my job a lot easier.
Is this radio on? Can you hear me?
Sure can. Yes.
Good. That means it worked. Where are you right now?
My basement? Streaming?
Wait, don't tell me. Entered through the corner window of the reception hall, did you?
I guess so.
Just like I said you should. Remember? We sat here for what must have been hours, looking for the best way to sneak in. You noticed that the window was busted, that the security guard couldn't bother with locking it properly. Pretty careless of him, huh? But he let you in, so we should be thankful. Besides, as long as nobody sees you, it won't cost him his job. Probably. Now I bet you can't see anything. That's fine. You knew what you were getting yourself into.
I think we're about to commit some crimes. I know so little about this game. I know it's a horror visual novel.
Leave it to me.
Ooh, I like the what the hell do they call it? The neon. I know it's a Photoshop filter.
I know every nook and cranny of this place.
Echolocation. There you go. But it's like a neon eyes filter. Looks like an Ozma album cover.
All you have to do is listen to my voice and do exactly as I say. As long as you trust me, you'll find your way around. Do you trust me?
About as far as I can throw you. I guess we have no choice.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? We've been friends for so long. If anything, I'm in the wrong for even asking.
I'm not used to having a RenPy game with voice acting. It's a shocker.
Let's review some things, alright? Our objective is room 521 of Felix Bloom Hospital, the intensive care unit. That means you have to climb all the way up to the 5th floor. Bit of a trek if you ask me. But a lot is weighing on this. You can't chicken out. Not this time.
What's that supposed to do? When I hover over this, it has the 4 symbols. This is save. But I can also right-click to save. That's a RenPy feature.
You're nervous, aren't you?
A little bit.
Don't be. Sneaking around, breaking the law, it's all second nature to you by this point, right? Now, take a deep breath and remember our rules. Move fast so that you're not seen. Don't take anything. Don't make a noise. Leave no trace that you are even here. Think only of what you came here to do.
Oh, what the hell are we stealing if we're not taking anything?
And whatever happens, whatever goes wrong, or whatever stands in your way, never turn this radio off. Ever. Without it, you're as good as dead. Understood?
Turn the radio off. Yeah.
Good. Then let's get a move on. 3 steps from where you stand, there's a reception desk. Then, to your left, the hallway stretches all the way up to the first flight of stairs. Take 3 steps forward, turn left, and walk 19 steps with your arms stretched. You won't find any obstacles in your way, so feel free to take your time. Trust me, as you always have.
So it was left, I believe is what he said. So forward, turn left 19 steps.
See? Nothing in your way. Just like I promised you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So it's just pitch black in here?
$19. Easy, right? What's that? You felt something graze your hair as you walked.
It's probably just a bat.
Something cold and bony?
Oh, there's a skeleton. Where's the
It
skelly
was
boy?
probably the wind. Nobody has bothered with repairing this place in forever. Yes, the wind. Just a gust of wind.
A bony gust of wind.
Don't think too hard about it, okay? Feel the door instead. Yes, just like that.
Caress the door.
Find the knob and pull.
Oh. Giving me that choice? I'm pushing.
That's not it. Try again, my friend. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. My mistake. If you push, the door won't open. It will merely stick in place, as doors tend to do.
Well, you know what I've got to
You can't
do,
get
right?
stuck here. You must climb up to the 5th floor. You must. Otherwise, something terrible will happen. So please, pull.
Of course. Doing it.
Pull.
Push.
Pull.
Push.
Pull.
One more time.
Pull.
Okay, they won't let me do anything else. I'll pull. Fine. The fact that he kept... It was like the repeated audio clip made me think that there was not
There's
something.
a flight of stairs just 2 steps in front of you. They go up and down. All you will find downstairs is a locked door, so go up.
Fine, we'll go up. We'll go the butthole route second time if we have time.
Yes, go up. Think of nothing else. Let nothing distract you. I'll be with you to the very end. You stand in front of a wall with a few cracks on it.
I cast Magic Missile.
The climb ended sooner than expected, right? To get to the next floor, you must walk all the way to the other side of this one.
Okay.
A peculiar way to build a hospital, but there's a reason behind it.
Tell me.
No. You want to know what the reason is?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Curiosity won't do you any favors. Just forget about it and keep going. Turn right and take a step forward.
Didn't even give me an option.
Everything is in tatters. Do you remember the earthquake from 10 years ago? This hospital never recovered. Too expensive, they said. But it kept functioning. On and on and on. Even as the walls crumbled. Even as everything was covered in dust.
So it's like a... I mean, then it must have not have been a medical hospital.
Even as the bugs turned it into their nesting ground, where disease festered and corpses rotted atop one another endlessly. People come to Felix Bloom to die. Even you must have heard about that old saying. What? You didn't know? Didn't they hire you to do some work upstairs not so long ago? They had to have told you back then, right?
I want to know what this button does. I have a feeling it's to turn the radio off.
This is a hospital for people who can't be saved. Or people whom nobody will care for.
We might. Keep that in the back of your mind.
The patient in room 521 is the same. They'll die pretty soon, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. So you must get there before death does. Why? You know very well why.
But it said there's 2 main endings, there's 3 dead-end endings, and 1 secret ending?
You want to be happy, right? Then don't question it. Fun times await. Fun times, happy times, with just you and me.
But it said the secret one you won't get until you've experienced all 5 endings.
This floor is in a very bad state. You must follow my instructions to the letter if you don't want to get hurt. Follow the wall as far as it goes.
It's not giving me a choice.
Turn left.
No choice.
Take 3 steps.
No choice.
And walk. Yes, just walk. Keep your hands stretched to your sides. Every now and again, you will feel how they graze the edges of open doorways. Just like that. Take it slowly so you don't trip. This floor is a mess, but fairly empty as far as hospitals go. It was considered a floor of transition, where patients waited to be taken elsewhere, away from the filth and death.
Well, one of the things with this game is they're mentioning of turning the radio off, but I don't have the option yet. I'm assuming it's this knob.
Patients who could still be saved. It was a lively floor at first, at least while the staff still cared. As the years went by, however, it began to see fewer guests.
Yeah, if he says, "I forgive you, friend," I will book it.
Healthy, sane patients have no business in Felix Bloom Hospital. Good people have no business in Felix Bloom Hospital.
Kind of refreshing not having to read everything. 'Cause I'm so used to it.
And so, the area was abandoned. A passageway between one floor and the other.
I love doing it, but sometimes it's nice to get a little break from it.
You stayed here once. You don't remember, but you did.
The voice acting's not bad.
Back when it was a hospital just like any other. Your room was right over there, in the dark, past the glass door. A little kid, not even past the age of 10. So innocent back then. Although, not for much longer.
Who's the voice actor? Does it say? Voice acting, David Acosta. So it's not like the developer is the voice actor.
Why did you stop? Oh, you cut yourself.
Oh yeah, there's broken glass everywhere.
That's it. It's just a cut. Don't make a fuss. Remember, you must stay quiet. Nobody has to know you're here. They listen. The walls have ears, and they communicate with each other.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear them?
He's getting weird.
Muttering. Saying your name. Laughing at you for holding your crimson-dyed hands, like you were in your death throes. Come on. You're wasting both our time.
I already don't trust him.
Keep moving, will you? You're about to reach the end of the hallway. When you feel the last set of doorways, take 2 steps forward. And finally, make a turn.
Right.
No. No, no, no. I told you to listen to my voice, didn't I? I was going to say to turn left. Why couldn't you wait for me to finish? See, now you've cut your hand and bumped your head. It's always been like this. I tell you to do something thinking of your own good, but you just won't listen. How many times have you gotten hurt because of it? How many times have you suffered through unnecessary pain? Always causing me trouble by being, well, yourself. Does it hurt? I'm sure it does. I'm sure you would like to take a rest, to complain, to scream.
Well, why don't you do this, buddy? I don't see you running through this dark place.
But this is your due punishment. Now you'll think twice before carelessly moving on your own. Because next time, it won't be just a bruise. Say that you're sorry.
I'm not.
Say it again, like you mean it.
Eat a big bowl.
Okay. I forgive you, friend. Remember, I care about you, and I want you to know it. Even if it may not seem like it sometimes. Now go back and turn the opposite way.
And run right back into the wall.
Ah, there it is. The fungus. It means my directions were correct. Move closely. Remember the scent. If you smell the damp fungus, you'll know you're on the right path. Now listen carefully. There are 3 doors down this hallway. You must enter the one with the puddle of water beneath it.
Okay.
It'll be easy to tell. Just listen to the sound of splashing water beneath your feet.
Okay.
Go on then. And don't turn the radio off. Just don't. There's a door to your right. Your footsteps sound dry.
Keep walking. There's puddle.
There's a door to your right. Your footsteps sound wet.
Open it.
Behind the door, you see a worn-down bathroom. This is the place, as filthy and disgusting as I remember.
It's gonna be a situation where he's telling us these things, but it's actually not.
Of course, I knew this was the right way all along. Didn't I say so downstairs? I know every nook and cranny of this hospital. It was a test, to see if you were following my instructions. Congratulations, you passed.
Great.
Look at that. Can you smell it?
Form dookie.
It makes you want to puke, right? Believe it or not, it wasn't always like this.
People flush at some point.
Back in the day, you could even kiss the toilet lids without fearing you'd catch something lethal.
Not that I would know anything about that.
It was also the place where we first met.
Mist in the dark.
You were coming out of this cubicle, tending to your own business.
You met in the bathroom?
Nothing but a little kid, when everything was too big or too scary to confront on your own. And there I was, staring back at you, your tiny frame, and those innocent eyes. Take a step closer to the sink, will you? Yes, it was right here. We were both very young. You looked at me warily, and me at you with curiosity. It was difficult at first, but we quickly became good friends. We would play together every day, outside on the streets, or just messing around in the halls. It wasn't the end when you were discharged either. We stuck together, the best of friends.
I don't believe you for a second.
I was the only one who ever understood you. And the only one who never judged you.
So he just called us an idiot.
When you grabbed those hard-earned bills from your mother's purse. When you snuck into the mini-market at night and took what wasn't yours. When you began taking those substances and drove others to addiction and thought that it wouldn't hurt to make money out of the vice. When you smashed that girl's face for not liking you back. When you broke into that poor man's house. When you took that knife and threatened to get what you wanted. I always stood by your side, supporting your every choice.
I don't like this.
You're not a good person, friend. That's what I like about you. You were always free. But that freedom is now in danger. So up you must go, to room 521. If you look to your right, you'll see a crack in the wall. Go through it.
I guess we're just going to continue following the instructions.
Here we
for
are
right
at
now.
last. There was an easier way to get here. but I had to remind you who you truly are. Now that we're clear, it's time to move up.
Third floor?
What was that?
It looked like a phoenix.
I don't remember it. Oh, it's your first sin. Don't worry, it's meaningless at this point. Just keep on going and don't look back.
I said this was made in a month's
This is the
time
third
for a
floor.
game jam.
We're halfway there. You see a half-open door. Walk through it.
Walk across the door.
Focus on the ground under your shoes. Do you hear that?
I don't know what I'm supposed to hear.
Can you feel it breathe? Try listening in more closely.
I'm listening.
One more time. This hospital is alive.
Okay.
Most alive it has ever been. It breathes, it thinks, and it decomposes, feeding tiny little creatures that scurry around its halls, just like a person bloated with hundreds of parasites. Just ask them, those vestiges of life, growing in every damp corner of this building.
Oh, is he saying that it's alive because of all the fungus?
How do you think they're born in the first place? Fungus grow from death and decay.
Okay.
This place has seen plenty of that across the decades. Corpses and flesh and blood and everything that makes a living person be. It has absorbed all of it and made it its own. Starting to get nervous.
Okay, yeah. Don't do that to me. I've got anxiety.
Better get a move on. You're scared, aren't you? That this place might swallow you whole?
I'm a little more anxious than anything.
Of course you're scared. Everything is always oh so terrifying for you.
Are you gonna judge us again, Judgy?
You know what's funny about all this? That you can tell it wasn't only an earthquake that turned this hospital upside down. It was violence. Sheer violence. People don't want to die, friend. They don't want to suffer, or live through pain, or feel any type of discomfort. They will struggle, harm, and fight everyone and everything around them. Just like you did. Violence is all you could ever do. You lived your whole life hurting others to make a quick buck. It was ugly and unrewarding, but far better than depending on a measly minimum wage, right? As long as you could do what you wanted, and sleep yourself drunk or high so that you wouldn't have to think of anything. Well, nothing else mattered, right? It was a great life. You had fun. But you were always such a damn coward. Always going, I don't want to be like this anymore, or I can be better, or I can get a real job.
It's our conscience. It's gotta be like our conscience.
It
Not
would
an
be
actual
sad
person.
if it wasn't so damn funny. A person like you, be better. Let's take a walk down memory lane, okay? Then maybe you'll remember what happened the last time you tried to be better. Take 5 steps to your right and walk 10 steps forward.
Yeah, we're gonna keep following the instructions right now.
A locker has fallen to the ground and blocks your way. Make sure you step over it if you don't want to fall too. You did it again, didn't you? You tripped. Even when you're going the right way, you can't help but mess it up. Oh, you've always been like this. So useless at everything you do. Why do I even hang out with you anymore? You're just dead weight.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we are following this
You
guy
know
next
it's
time.
just a joke. I would never abandon you. You're just so damn fun. Won't you stand up? Is the floor that comfortable?
Air thuds.
Wait. Shh. Keep quiet.
Oh, it's a chicken. I gotta see the chicken. I gotta see the chicken. No? Was that an ending? Okay, Radio Smash. Alright, we'll be quiet this time.
It's gone. It followed you up here. But why? No. You still feel bad about that? After all these years? You really are a pathetic little thing. Whatever. You'll just have to be careful. Stand up and walk. The third floor is where all the new patients are brought in.
And the fifth floor is where we want to get to, ultimately, so that gives you an idea how far we are.
It's meant to bring peace, to comfort them in their pain, to keep them calm, to tell them everything will be okay here at Felix Bloom Hospital. A bunch of lies, of course. Everyone here is so sedated they can barely even make a noise. If you try your best, you'll manage to make out a midnight whimper in the darkness, over at the distance where the rooms are. But we don't care about them. We only care about this. Do you remember now? You were hired to paint a mural that would bring peace to these patients. Hilarious, right? You bring peace? But for as much of a bastard as you were, painting was always easy for you. Nobody would guess you were a ruthless junkie with all those pictures around. You saw an ad in the papers, and before you knew it, here you were, brushing the hours away. This is it, you thought. My chance to turn my life around.
So you were a patient here, you were discharged, and you later came back to try to better your life? By trying to better the people who were in there.
But I told you, didn't I? That it wouldn't work out. You're just not cut out for an honest living. You were born bad. From a mother that never loved you, but still tried her best to raise you. Oh, she tried. She tried hard. Never seen such a stressed out woman in my life. And what did you do to repay her? Leave home as fast as you could, never to return.
Still can't turn the radio off.
And yet you had the gall to draw her so beautifully. You're such a piece of work. You kept trying. You wanted to see the world more beautifully. To see even the bits and pieces of the city that you hated so much in a better light.
What? The next unicorn crypto system is here. Frickin', I get spam all the time with my text. I know what the hell a unicorn crypto is. I know what a unicorn cryptid is.
But you hate it here. You hate it so much. You hate the dirt, the rust, the noise, the smell, the people, everything. You've never loved. And even worse, you've never found something beautiful. That bitterness dawned on you as you painted. They told you to draw pretty scenery, and it frustrated you to not know how. Trees are pretty, someone said. And so off you went to paint a tree.
Have a
You
little
couldn't
tree.
do it. It was too hard. It angered you so much that you hit the wall, time and time again. And then all hell broke loose.
What did I do?
You realized I was right. That you could never change.
Oh, did we like ransack them and try to take all the drugs?
So when that little man, just an innocent janitor, approached you with concern, I told you what I knew you should do. Tell him to fuck off and beat the crap out of his face.
Oh.
That tree is painted in his blood. They could never clean it. It stuck there like it didn't want to let go. It felt good, didn't it? Even as you desperately tried to outrun the cops, your hands still shaking from the sensation of breaking bones. You knew this was your life. That there was no way out. You have to reach room 521 if you want to keep living this way.
No, I don't.
You have to. Go in the hole.
Guess we're going to the hole.
Why do you stop? Is something up there?
No.
Yes. Keep walking. It might be dark, but you're used to it at this point. All you need to do is trust me and everything will work out. After 10 steps, you will find yourself in front of a door. The stairs are just across the next room.
Oh! We broke it. Oh, the chicken.
Run.
I have no choice. I wanted to see what happened if I just sat there. So I just have to choose the run a bunch of times. Which tells me it's probably going to move around. I didn't realize you could do timed things like that. And it's the same ending, so it didn't matter.
Don't think about it.
Okay.
Just don't. Keep going up.
I want to get smashed by the chicken again.
Don't. Why did you let it follow you here? You said you were over it. But no. You had to let that thing come and mess everything up, didn't you? We're so close. I can almost hear it. The sound of that hag's throat as you choke the life out of her.
So someone on the 5th floor that... Oh, is that where the mother...
Look over there.
Mother is?
An open window. We're so high up now. Why don't you go a little closer? It's the outside world, waving at you in all its decadent glory. You hate it there. But where else would scum like you live? It's the city that turned a blind eye when you first shoplifted at the mini-market by your school, hungry because you had no lunch money. It's the city that shrugged when you first joined your dad for a bottle of scotch, to celebrate becoming a teen. It's the city that remained silent as you saw the beatings, as you were beaten yourself, and as you beat others to vent. Your first time taking money from an unguarded register. Your first time breaking into somebody's home.
Probably not a good
Your
person.
first time mugging under the cover of night. It saw all your firsts. It shaped and molded you into the person you are today. You had already given up on yourself. But then that hag came along. You hated her so much. We both did.
Was it someone who tried to help us?
Always berating you for every little thing you did. Always saying that you should go apologize for your actions.
Sounds like the right thing to do.
Apologize for what? You were born bad, and this city never gave you the tools to fix that. So why should you need to apologize? And the worst part, she actually made you believe you could be better. She had to be insane, right? But you believed her, and you felt bad. Because if you could be better...
So I feel like the two games that
what
I've
the
picked
hell has
today
your
that
life
are
been up
meant to be
until now?
horror are really horror. That's just kind of how I work, I guess.
It tore you apart from the inside.
If I intend horror,
Chewing
I
your
don't
flesh
get
and
over it.
bones until simply breathing caused you excruciating pain. You wanted a way out. A way to feel better forever. And when the hag saw you trying to sneak into the house, with a bag full of who knows what, enclosed dirty with blood of another.
The person that did the radio was definitely like from within your head, not a real person.
That was when we knew
Like
what
a
had
Tyler
to be
Durden
done.
situation.
It was as simple as grabbing the lead pipe, leaning against the wall, and swinging it as hard as you could. Her skull cracked, making a terrible sound as it did. Her body fell limp to the ground. It made no further sound. It didn't even move a finger. It was just a corpse, so devoid of life, you couldn't even feel sad. I watched your face, you know. You were smiling. It felt liberating.
Still can't do anything with that radio.
Finally free from that hag's watch. Finally free to feel comfortable with who you were. No more guilt. No more doubt. Only happiness ahead.
Let's do another save.
Except, she wasn't dead. Not yet.
So she's on the 5th floor and we have to strangle her, is what they're saying.
Middle-aged woman assaulted in her own home, said the news. Nobody could pin a murder on you. You're far too good at covering your tracks. But when you learned she was still alive, it changed everything. She had been taken to Felix Bloom Hospital, where people come to die.
Yep, she's on the 5th floor.
But here's a catch. They have to be alive for them to die here. You asked about her downstairs, and what you heard terrified you. The next time she wakes up will be her last. Cops are like vultures. They don't care about justice. They just want to incarcerate as many people as they can. The moment that woman wakes up, they'll make her squeal. And there goes your freedom. You can't allow that. You must get to her before she ever gets the chance to speak. You must finish the job. That's why we're here. That's why we must go to room 521.
Definitely not what I was expecting
where
in
the
this
hag
game.
is taking her final nap. But if that thing is here, your first sin, then you must be having second thoughts. You coward.
Definitely in this situation, it's not a good thing. Yeah, context is absolutely needed.
What? Have something to say? Then say it. Grow a spine. We're in this mess because you couldn't even kill a person right. So how do you expect to stand up to me? You're a pathetic piece of trash. The scum of the earth. A person whose sole purpose is to be a walking stereotype for suburban moms to point and say, "Never turn out like that, son." So don't you dare talk back to me again. Don't even think about it. I made you who you are. I'm the only one who's ever remotely liked you. So if you don't want to lose the only person who's willing to give a shit about your well-being, then
Could
you're
we
going to
potentially
stop
have been
moping around
groomed
and
this
go.
way too? Like, it is actually that? Like, it was a person who's taking advantage of someone's weakness?
Is that clear?
No, I think it's in the head. I think that's kind of where they're going with this.
All right. That's much better. Now listen. This floor is not like the others. I won't go into specifics because you'll get confused otherwise. But it's like a maze up here. It's designed in a way so that patients can't find their way out. Locked in their rooms, they go in and out of consciousness, confused. They think they're at home, still healthy. All they do is walk around, tiring themselves out until they can no longer move. That way they can be safely contained, and later transported upstairs to meet a quiet end. These patients haven't seen another person in so long that I can't even imagine what they'll do to you. So you can't open any door you see, other than the one leading up the stairs. I know how to get there, but it's difficult. You'll have to do precisely as I say. If you do anything wrong, even just by a single step, then I won't know how to get you back on track. Don't screw it up this time. Take a deep breath and open that door on the count of 3. 1, 2.
We're gonna screw it up immediately.
There's a hole in the wall to your left.
Okay. Turn the radio off.
It finally got through. Where are you right now?
Hiding under a sink.
A sink. A sink where?
I don't know.
No, this isn't happening. Shit. It caught you, didn't it? And you ran away like a coward. Ran and ran and ran until you lost track of everything. Now you don't even know where you are.
Not a damn clue.
Is it still following you?
I don't know.
What a help you are. This is bad. I seriously don't know how to get you upstairs now. It wouldn't be hopeless if it wasn't for that thing. It's onto you. It wants you.
It can have me.
And if it gets you, then you can kiss everything goodbye.
It wants me to turn the radio off.
What?
It wants me to turn the radio off.
You can't do that. It's impossible to navigate this place without me. Unless... Okay, I have an idea. If it's coming after this radio, then we'll have to do things a bit different. I will describe to you a few landmarks and give you instructions. All you have to do is find the first of these landmarks and move as I'll now say. Are you ready?
I guess.
First take a left at the hole in the wall. Then take a right at the door sign.
Left of the hole, right at the door sign.
Finally, take a right at the Christmas poster.
Right at the Christmas poster.
Right after the Christmas poster, open the door. In between these landmarks, keep moving forward, no matter what you hear or see. Simple, right?
Okay, at least saves it. I got that.
You'll have to wander until you find the hole in the wall. I won't talk. If I do, then that awful creature will keep coming at you. But I will whisper, a single word, to let you know where you are. You must be absolutely sure you can remember these instructions before heading out. Want me to say it again?
Yeah, let me just write them down. I'll put them in here. Left hole in the wall. Right door sign. Right Xmas poster. Open door. Get on the floor. Do dinosaur. Oh. Move forward no matter what. Okay. I'm not gonna kill the dinosaur. We've already been through enough. No.
You have no other choice but to go. This is the last of me for a while. Good luck, friend.
Okay, step out of the room.
Oh.
So with the hall, you move forward no matter what.
Circles.
Chicken.
Chicken.
I'm gonna let it get me. Okay. Do they tell you to kill the dinosaur at the end of the song? I don't remember that. Yeah, okay. That's just the same ending.
Oh.
Forward.
Circles.
Forward.
Chicken.
Oh, it's a Christmas poster. Never mind. This says Feliz Navidad. Oops. Should have done that.
What have you done?
I broke it.
That wasn't the right door. Get out of there. Quick.
Nope. Gross. I'll take the other ending. So we get destroyed.
One of the patients caught you.
Yeah, it did.
And now they'll tear you apart. I guess this is as far as we go together. It's been a pleasure, friend. I hope the pain doesn't last for much longer. I really hope it doesn't.
Yep, wrong door. Try again. Oh, it was a Christmas poster.
Oh.
Forward.
Circles.
Doesn't mention anything about circles, so forward.
Chicken.
Chicken is right. Run.
Hole.
Hole is left. Forward.
Sign.
Sign is right. Forward.
Tree.
Hey, is that a Christmas poster?
Door.
Okay. So I guess anytime there's a Christmas poster, we go right. Oh, hi, chicken. Yeah. He's not your friend. He wants to make you like him. Do not listen to him. Mute his voice. Until he cannot be heard. The radio will now allow it. Oh, okay. Question is, do we mute or do we go continue on our route? I'm gonna mute. I don't want to be a bad boy. Mute him and apologize. Before it's too late.
Weird.
Just stood there without doing anything. Better for us, I guess. Maybe it finally gave up on you.
Time to finish.
Okay, so we mute. So we can still see the text. Just a little more, friend. Even if it seems like the stairs will never end, keep climbing. 5th floor is the last. It holds the intensive care unit of Felix Bloom Hospital. But for a place like this, what does intensive care mean? You'll see soon enough. Nobody will know it was you. She was going to die anyway. They simply believe her time came before anyone anticipated. Don't hesitate. Trust me, as you always have. So you can't tell that I've muted him. It feels different here, doesn't it? Quiet. Eerily quiet. The intensive care unit is for patients who are so broken, so near death, that they don't feel or care about anything anymore. They don't complain, like the patients at the second floor. They don't resist, like the patients at the third floor. They won't wander, like the patients at the fourth floor. They merely exist, waiting for death to show up. You'll imagine how easy it is to take care of these patients. All they need is a room, bed, and a few meals. That's as intensive as it gets in this hospital. A sign stuck to the wall. It reads silence. Huh. Silence. As if this place needed more of it. The inside of a coffin is naturally going to be silent. And you can't disturb corpses, no matter how loud you are. Who is it for, then? You? Me? Well, I won't stop talking anytime soon. You are nothing without my voice telling you what to do. You need me, friend. You always have. Of course, the character can't hear any of this stuff that I'm reading right now. I'm the only one who can whisper the truth into your ear. Never forget it. This is it, friend. The moment of truth. Just so we're clear, let's review what we came here to do. Our objective is to reach room 521 and kill the patient inside. That's it. That's all we need. The hag thought you could be a better person, but those expectations shackled you and made you suffer throughout your entire life. If only she had learned to accept you as you are, then things could have ended up differently. But it's too late now. It's time to snuff her out of the picture and be free, once and for all. Now go in. Don't hesitate. Listen to my voice through this radio, right to the very end. Oh, wait. What is there to wait for? As long as you can hear my voice through this radio, then you have to do what I say. It's finally time to... Hold on. Are you listening to me? Hello? Can you hear me? You didn't mute me, did you? Hey. Hey. Tell me you didn't turn the radio off. Tell me you didn't. This place is humid and dark with barely anything in it. It's horrible. I can see a person lying on the floor. I recognize this person. She's looking at me. And she's suffering. All because of what I did. It's a neat little concept to have the mute. He called you my first sin. I remember you now. I was playing in the backyard when I saw a baby bird. It looks so fragile. I wonder what would happen if I grabbed it and squashed it a little. I didn't mean for you to die. It was so long ago. His voice is no longer here. I muted him. I didn't want him to hear me anymore. I didn't want to hear him anymore. Apologize. For what? For what you must. save. Let's apologize to the first sin first. I'm sorry for using my strength to kill you. I'm sorry you didn't get to live a full life. I am sorry for who I've become. You are forgiven. Guilt won't pursue you anymore. Let's apologize to the silhouette. I'm sorry for betraying your trust. I'm sorry for not talking to you about my problems and always resorting to violence. And I'm sorry for who I've become. You are forgiven. She still loves you dearly. I'm sorry for living my life hurting others. I'm sorry for never turning a new leaf. And I'm sorry for who I've become. It was not your fault. Confront him. Are you sure? Yes. Goodbye. The chicken said it, though.
What are you doing?
I'm becoming free.
By silencing me?
Yes.
Why?
Because you've given me nothing but pain. You've always been by my side, telling me what to do. Only I could hear you. And sometimes, only you could understand me. I thought you were my one and only friend.
I was. I loved you. Always have.
But you only wanted to turn me into a monster. Into a monster like you.
What are you talking about? This is what you always wanted.
Not anymore. It's time to get rid of you forever.
Get rid of me? What do you mean? Please, accept me. We're so alike, you and I. Don't you see I only wanted the best for you? All this time, I simply wanted you to be happy. So come on, do what you came here to do. Don't you hear it?
Sirens?
The sirens, the doors opening, the footsteps, the screaming, the threats.
Oh, that is throwing me off.
They're coming for you. Did you call them? Why? You'll never be free again if they catch you. Please listen to me. Just one last time. Why are you just standing there? Why won't you move? Why are you just biting your lip, making it bleed? Why? Why? Why are you smiling?
Turn off the radio. Oh, I didn't have to mute the radio. We just sort of flipped it off. Okay, ending 2, Repentance. So we've gotten 3 of the endings. I could probably go for the bad one. I don't know about the last one. Yeah, it was definitely an unconventional horror game. May you also forgive yourself. Yeah, I mean, there is not a lot of good psychological horror. You can also mute him anytime you please. If you're watching every ending, something awaits you in the basement. Okay. So let's keep that in mind. So something in the basement. Let's do... I think it's this one? Yeah.
Weird. It just stood there, without doing anything. Better for us, I guess. Maybe it finally gave up on you. Time to finish what you started.
Let's speed through it a bit because we did see all these words. We're just hearing the dialogue now.
Just a little more, friend. Even if it seems like the stairs will never end, keep climbing. The 5th floor is the last. It holds the intensive care unit of Felix Bloom Hospital. But for a place like this, what does intensive care mean? You'll see soon enough.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get all those endings first.
She was going to die anyway. They'll simply believe her time came before anticipated. Don't hesitate. Trust me, as you always have. It feels different here, doesn't it? Quiet. Eerily quiet. The intensive care unit is for patients who are so broken, so near death.
There's probably one ending where I just continue to get lost.
They don't complain, like the patients of the 2nd floor. They don't resist, like the patients of the 3rd floor. They won't wander, like the patients of the 4th floor. They merely exist, waiting for death to show up. You'll imagine how easy it is to take care of these patients.
Maybe.
All they need is a room, bed, and a few meals. That's as intensive as it gets in this hospital. A sign stuck to the wall. It reads silence.
Oh, we got a bit of time, so we'll try some things out.
Silence. The inside of a coffin is naturally going to be silent, and you can't disturb corpses, no matter how loud you are.
Right, because we did have one situation where he was asking if you understood. So I imagine that's probably
Who's this for, then? You? Me? Well, I won't stop talking anytime soon. You are nothing without my voice telling you what to do. You need me, friend. You always have. I'm the only one who can whisper the truth into your ear. Never forget it.
Have a good night, Kami.
This is it, friend. The moment of truth. Just so we're clear, let's review what we came here to do. Our objective is to reach room 521 and kill the patient inside. That's it. That's all. The hag thought you could be a better person, but those expectations shackled you and made you suffer throughout your entire life. If only she had learned to accept you as you were, but it's too late now. It's time to snuff her out of the picture and be free, once and for all. Now go in. Don't hesitate. Listen to my voice through this radio.
Go in.
The inside of room 521 consists of an asphalt-colored floor, walls of torn paint, and a number of electrical outlets placed at a set distance from each other. Otherwise, you see nothing. At least not at a glance. But wait. There's something on the floor, isn't there? A figure of melting skin, pushed to a corner, hidden by the darkness.
Yeah.
It shivers the moment you walk in. It stares at you in confusion, as if not quite recognizing you as a human being. A mere look tells you the shell of a person doesn't have long to live. The word mercy crosses your mind, along with memories of a not-so-distant past. But you don't care about such things anymore. You've made your choice.
Yeah, we'll take care of this one. As I said, we'll try the muting from the beginning.
Come to think of it, our story has finally come full circle, hasn't it? After you took your first life, that insignificant creature, I was there to reassure you that it wasn't wrong. You don't need to feel guilty. You don't need to apologize. It was just a little bird. You did it because you wanted to, right? Of course, killing is bad. And if it came easy to you, then logically that means you too are bad. But what does it matter? Who even cares about what you did and who you hurt? Well, you did. You always did. No matter what I said. But not anymore. With your hands on the hag's neck, it's clear that you finally embraced who you truly are. You're evil. And I love you for it. Choke her to death. Harder.
It's not giving me the choice.
Harder, I said.
Well.
You did it. It's all over.
Yeah, I did not feel great about that.
There. You did well.
I'm glad I went with the mute one first then.
This is who you are. Now come back to me, and I will love you forever, my one true friend.
Yeah, it's ending 1. Another ending exists. All you need to do is mute his voice. See, we missed a few. I'm going to start with a mute. Okay, muting does
Let's
nothing.
review our object. That means bit of a trek, if you ask me. Good.
What was it? It was to go 19 steps turning left. So we're going to go right this time.
You bumped into something, didn't you?
Yep.
This place is a mess. With debris and trash and dirt everywhere. You're lucky you can't see anything. But of course, no. We're friends. Because we're friends, I care about you. I want you to succeed. So next time, please listen to what I have to say. Walk back your steps, carefully. Are you there?
Yep.
Then take 3 steps forward.
Okay, that's just another thing.
See? Nothing in your way. Just like I promised you.
That was the pull.
That's not...
I'm gonna keep hitting push. Okay, yeah, we have to do pull. He wants me to go up. Let's go down.
See? The door is locked. Please climb back up.
Okay, so that's when I've gotten all the endings. I can do that.
Say it again.
Let's see. History. Dry. Okay, let's try opening this door.
Behind the door. You see nothing but a cable hanging from the ceiling. This is the wrong room. No way forward or out. Just a cable. This hospital might be in shambles, but electricity still runs through it. You should be careful not to touch any exposed cables.
I'm touching it.
Turn back and try again.
Touch the cable.
What was that? You didn't touch the cable, did you?
Of course I did.
The shock must have gone straight to the radio. Don't do that again, okay? It might hurt you. Or worse, bust this radio up for good. Turn back, will you? Why? Why do you keep touching it?
Why not?
Do you like it? Does it make you feel alive?
A little.
I understand enjoying forbidden thrills, but now is not the time. Besides, I can tell the radio won't stand a third shock. Turn back now, because if you touch that cable again, then that's it.
Okay.
It ends. Everything.
I'll take that ending. Ending 3, electrocution. So I said, I think the last one is probably getting stuck. Or maybe going past the doors.
There's a door to your right.
Keep walking.
There's a door to your right. Your footsteps sound rough.
Let's open it.
Behind the door. You see the door to an elevator. Before you ask, no, you can't use it. Let me ask you something. Do you remember seeing one of these down on the first floor?
Nope.
No, you don't. That's because it doesn't exist. Felix Bloom Hospital had an elevator once, but it fell down during the earthquake, and it was never put back up. They eventually covered up all the entrances. But this one remains. Even if you were to call for it, the door wouldn't open, and nothing would ever come. So don't bother. Just turn back.
I'm calling for it.
See? Nothing happens. Leave it alone.
I'm gonna keep calling.
It would be easier. Less tiring, less painful, less horrifying. But your life has never been easy.
Off.
Really? This is what you want? Fine. See where it leads you. You know, if you press that button one more time, then I'll stop leading you.
Okay.
I won't care anymore. And you won't be happy. Ever again. So choose wisely.
Elevator worked.
You walk into the elevator. You stand there and press a button to the 5th floor. The elevator moves up.
I guess it wasn't
The
broken.
elevator reaches the 3rd floor. The elevator reaches the 4th floor. The elevator reaches the 5th floor.
Speed run.
The elevator reaches the 6th floor. It goes on and on and on.
And then it drops me.
You knock on the walls. You ask for help. For my help. But I don't care anymore.
Okay, so there's probably
You're
not an
too
ending
high up.
that
We're losing
skips it all.
connection. Goodbye.
Yeah, I think that's all but the secret ending. Let's confirm. Endings. Yep, all but the last one. Let's go for it.
Good. That means... Good.
So left. Pull. We're going down.
See? The door is locked. Please climb back up, friend.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. We got in? Oh, it's a cat. Hello there. My name is Via, lead developer and writer for the game you just played. If you're here, it means you've watched all the endings. First of all, thank you for playing this far. This is the last I managed to cram into this game, so after this, you would have seen all the content it has to offer. I'm actually writing this about 4 hours before my deadline hits, I think. So I'm sorry if it reads a bit awkward. The idea for Radio.Signal came from a short story I once wrote. It's about a man who breaks into a suburban home at night, looking for a mysterious something to steal. He's guided by a person who talks to him through a radio and guides him through the house. Just like in Radio.Signal, the narrator was a person in a radio who spoke directly to the protagonist. It was an idea I had liked and always wanted to expand upon. In fact, the first time I did this was for my last game, Don't Open Your Eyes. There was something about a story told through a person or entity talking to another. Anyway, I hope I did this concept justice. The biggest change is that the setting here is a hospital instead of just a house. The background images come from a former psychiatric ward off Felix Bielnis Hospital in Santiago de Chile. It was abandoned after an earthquake from a few years ago, and I'm not sure it exists anymore. There's a nice bit of trivia for you. Turning Radio.Signal into a visual novel gave me the freedom to play around with other ideas. Stuff such as allowing the reader/player to explore the area and choose whether to obey the voice or not. But truth be told, there's a lot I couldn't do due to time restraints. Initially, I wanted to dedicate more time to exploring the building, but other than a few instances, you can't deviate much from the intended path. Same thing happened with the chase segments. I wanted to add a bit more variety to them, but I simply didn't have the time. By the way, did you notice that you could mute the voice at any time after playing one of the main endings? One other idea I had was to add small portions of the text throughout the game that you could only read if you had the voice muted. They would have given a bit more context about the hospital, the first sin that chases you, and the voice. But again, time got in the way. Deadlines are the true horror here. Besides, trying to explain in too much detail is always a mistake when it comes to horror. Good horror works best when just a little mystery remains. I'm always a bit disappointed when horror films, games, and literature reveal every single detail about their monsters. Sometimes it's best to leave something to the imagination. Just like good fiction in general, it's better when certain elements are left to the reader's interpretation, such as the case with the voice. In the original story I wrote, it's revealed that the protagonist had been talking to himself the entire time, berating himself for his every action. In Radio.Signal, there's no such conclusion. Was the voice real? And if so, did it belong to a real person, or to something else entirely? A monster, as he's eventually called. I do have my preferred answer, but I'll let you people reach your own. What I can talk about is the idea or theme that inspired me to write. It's a simple thing. I wanted to write a story about a person who's bad, not because they were born bad, but because they've been led to believe they were. I'm a firm believer that our environment shapes our behavior. Poverty, abuse, police brutality, a government that won't look out for you. These aspects of society logically create people who simply can't escape becoming bad. And the same society won't try to help them, but instead will reinforce the idea that these people must continue to be punished to justify just how broken the system is. The protagonist in the story had a chance to free himself from this voice that kept telling him he was bad. A lot of people don't have this chance, and I truly hope this changes somewhat in the future. I think I keep going back to the topic of self-loathing in the stuff I write, and I imagine it showed in the story as well. Oops, this ended up being a lot longer than intended. I'll quickly wrap this up. Radio Signal was made in 30 days for Spooktober VN Game Jam. I got help from various people for the art and voice audio aspects, but I still had to tinker with the GUI and background images a lot by myself. But such is the grind of making these games, and I'll keep at it for the time being. I'm planning to release a new horror-themed visual novel soon. This one will be voiced and I'll have a slightly different style, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Follow my Twitter account for news in the matter and yada yada. Thank you for listening to my ramblings, and thank you for playing Radio Signal. Hopefully we can see each other again soon. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. Got a little bit of idea behind the story itself. But that was everything this game has to offer. I like little secret endings.